This award, Euphoria.
Welcome to Snatch Talk. Oh, hello there. It's me, the Velvet Snatch. It was week 2 of Newcastle Drag Idol on Sunday, celebrating 20 years of the competition. Now, if you've seen last week's episode of Snatch Talk, you'll know that I loved week 1. However, there was a mood in the room on Sunday that it hadn't been the best. How would things fare for week 2, though? Before the main event, the audience were treated to a pre-show by local trans icons and drag idol royalty Mia T. Cleaver and Layla Sagittaria, including a live recording of their podcast and fellow idol companion show Under the Brolly. Now, these two, along with a host of other northern trans performers, have been making waves recently with their cabaret collective Dollhouse, both raising awareness and money for trans supporting charities with a range of merchandise through Curious Arts. The links for all of these things are in the description below. The world is harder than ever for our trans siblings right now, and there are so many times where I know that I myself could have been a better ally. But these kinds of initiatives and ways of showing support can really make a difference. After the pre-show, it was time for host Gladys Duffy to get things started though.
Oh yes, hello, good evening, Rusty Showbar. How are we all feeling? Oh, it's Sunday night, I'm feeling alright, and I don't know about you, but I'm in the mood for a little bit of Drag Idol! Or as Chris Howe just said in his opening announcement there, Drag Idol 2006, everybody. It seems 20 years of this competition has given the poor little man dementia, everybody. But don't you fret, it's not 2006, it's 2026!
Now the theme this week was Mentors, where each judge had assigned their charges a personal challenge. How would our contestants fare with that? Let's find out. Our first judge of the night was of course Plastique, looking radiant in a shimmering ensemble, telling Gladys exactly what she wanted to see from the night, but there was something amiss on the stage with them.
Don't panic, there's a bulge man behind us.
Please make some noise for DJ Chris Howe, everybody.
I thought we were going to get jumped like that time we beat those people up in the match at Flame. Oh, they're panicking.
Do you remember that? That was when we were friends. Now...
Next out was the Parmo Queen and my own drag idol mentor, Penni T. But aside from a Mackie D's, what was she wanting from the night?
I'm hoping that... Here we go. I'm hoping that what I saw last week has had the game well and truly stepped up this week, because where our lovely Plastic said she could have had a top 5, I could have probably sent 5 home.
Boo the pig, boo.
Name them! No.
I just do this so I get attention from you and you can all boo something.
Well, let's see if the benefit of mentorship has helped or hindered our contestants this week. Special guest judge Simon Duke from the Newcastle Chronicle was out next. As an absolute super fan of the competition, how did Simon feel about getting to be a judge at long last?
To quote Leona Lewis, some people have waited a lifetime for a moment like this.
I don't know about you, but I think Simon's gay.
But as a judge, what did he want to see from the contestants?
I just think the thing that is so brilliant about Drag Idol and what has kept it going for so long is how unique and diverse people are. And I'm not entirely sure we got all that last week from everyone. I think there were 2 or 3 who were exceptional, and they showed who they are, what their drag is. Some of them just missed the mark for me.
And as is the natural progression of things, it was then time for the People's Princess, Queen of Idol, and Mistress of the Purple Palace, Miss Rory. And following on from Gladys's comments last week, she had a little surprise for us all.
Are you happy to be back?
As you can imagine, Gladys, I am fizzing at the... Last week, Gladys, you said that you'd like to see that on a mug. Oh, Gladys, look. Miss Rory, fizzing at the gash.
Is that for me?
No. But it will be for sale.
Could we throw one into the prize package?
No, it will be for sale.
Who wants to buy themselves a fizzing in the gash mug?
Okay, well, they're going to put them on sale this week through my Facebook and website and Instagram. And 15% of the profits of the sale of these mugs will go towards my trip to Las Vegas in May. The rest of the percents will go to my other holidays. No, we'll do something for charity. I think we can sell them for 12 quid. And we'll give some of the money to the Newcastle Drag Idol shelter. So there you are.
Link for where to buy should be in the description below. Now, I'd mentioned before that she had been my mentor throughout my year in Drag Idol, so I thought I'd speak to Judge Penni T about how she felt about the competition so far and this week's challenge. Oh, hello there, it's me, the Velvet Snatch, and I'm here with my mentor of Drag Idol.
When were you? 2019?
2019 with Chozza, yeah.
Yes, there was, if I believe, let's see how good I am here.
Okay.
I had you, Charita, Cher, and King Kit.
Yep.
Was that my... And Tina Gladys.
Tina Gladys,
Yes,
there, I think that's the full
Oh my
set.
God, I'm really impressed myself there, saying I do pay attention sometimes.
It's Penni T, everyone.
The saying elephant never forgets.
I'm going to be the one who doesn't make a fat joke about you today. I'm going to be the,
I am a fat joke.
I mean, you're not. Like, look at all the cool stuff that you're doing through Middlesbrough. Like, how's it going for you at the moment?
Oh, fab. I've obviously still at Sapphires doing bits and pieces there. Me and Monarchy do alternative weeks in the Empire, which is quite fun because it's a very, very straight bar. Club, it's massive. And they are the nicest clientele on the planet, they really are. And then this Saturday, I have, we did a Wicked show, myself and Claudia, with our dancers. And we've been booked to do the Wicked show again for a charity event. So we're doing that on Saturday. And by Saturday, I'll have turned 40 as well. Oh.
I mean, I can't even pretend to be a pretty young thing.
We've just got to that time of the life where my age number matches my weight number as well. Do you know what I mean?
I'm just hopefully living proof that there is life after 40. It's not that bad unless you. Yeah. But like, are you excited for it though? Like, big birthday bash?
No, there's not going to be no big birthday bash. I'm too old for it now. So it'll probably be me and James and our mum going for a nice meal.
Yeah.
I'm saying this, I'll probably end up wankered somewhere in a skip.
That's the Middlesbrough way.
That is the Middlesbrough way. They got that and absolutely fabulous. Her climbing out the skip when they'd seen Claudia Gabor do it about 17 times.
So, how are you feeling about the competition this year?
Okay, so I am going to say this on main stage as well, so it doesn't feel like it's just me being a bit of a twat here. At the minute, meh.
Really?
Meh.
Really?
I think week one that we had some amazing contestants. Some of them really did shine. But honestly, I could have got rid of 6 or 7 last week.
Yeah.
Again, I feel like we've had such strong years since about 2017.
Yeah.
That every week one has been brilliant, and there was always going to be that one that wasn't as good and pulled it away a little bit. And for me, I felt like it was last week, unfortunately.
I mean, I'm kind of on the opposite side of stuff, because what I was saying to Plastique last week is that I'm excited by having people who haven't seen before, and kind of, because I feel like it did get too professional.
Yeah.
Like it got where everyone came in and they're already home.
don't think it's anything about it being professional, but the biggest thing for me in Drag Idol is I want to have fun. I want to laugh, and I don't think I necessarily got the fun impact. And maybe it is because people do take this so serious now.
Yeah.
But do you know what? In the end, the way I always see it, for me personally, I'm a man in a dress. Do you know what I mean? I'm extremely lucky to do this, get paid for it, and have a fabulous fun time.
Yeah.
I just feel like a little bit of the fun was missing last week.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Step your game up, bitches.
But now this week, the challenge has been mentorship.
Yes.
And that's why I really, really wanted to speak to you, because you were my mentor.
I was.
And it's something that I've kept saying, like whether I can't remember if it's on camera or if it's actually sort of behind the scenes, but I really miss that. And obviously you've said previously that you stopped doing it because they knew everything already.
Yeah.
They were coming to the competition fully formed. But like, how has it felt for you mentoring contestants again this year?
Do you know what? I'm not going to lie. I've loved it. I have loved it.
Did they come around your house? Or?
No, I don't love it that much anymore. No, it was nice to, when Chris says like mentors and things like that, and he thinks that the four of us judges and hosts are good enough to be able to mentor people. We don't want to make mini Warries, mini Pennies, do you know what I mean? We want to just be able to mould the performer to be who they want to be.
Yeah.
And I just love being able to do that, because you know me, I do get very personal with it and stuff like that. I haven't been as personal this time because I don't want to take it away from them as well. So they've had help. All three of them have reached out. They have had help, but not like I was with you guys, where I was like, get round man now, we need to do this.
I remember one of my ideas, you were just like, that shit.
Yeah,
That's
I've
shit. Let's
done
think
that.
of something else.
I've done that a few times. The worst one than me is obviously my mother. Hi, Mum. Our Diane, she's told a few of the queens that have come around man when getting mentored, what the fuck were you thinking? Literally, and said it to them like that. And the one time she did it, it was actually at Hazava in 2015, and she was just like, Hazava, this is not good. This is not good. The idea we then came up with was the Mrs. Doubtfire, and Hazava won that week. So, yeah, I think the mentors work. I do think the mentors work.
I miss it from the competition,
Yeah.
so it's been so special seeing it put back in for the 20th anniversary.
I think it's special as well because you see us getting quite personal to each other, to the other judges. Like, that's my competitor. Like, and you find yourself absolutely. And I've never done competitions, like entered them and stuff like that. But I am the most competitive person you'll ever. I've flipped tables with Monopoly. And James, my partner, he hates playing games with me because I just will not let anyone else win. But I do get competitive as well with my acts.
Well,
they're my babies.
But let's see how it goes tonight, Like, are you confident for your acts?
Fingers crossed it's better than last week, Velvet. That's all I'll say on that.
No, brilliant. Thank you so much for speaking to me, Penni
darling.
T. Have a great night.
And you. Bye, Snatch Talk. Bye.
On to the show now, though. Up first was Dixon Stones, and mentor Penni T had challenged them to do a complete 180, giving us something that we'd not be expecting. And that is exactly what we got. There were no silly gags or self-deprecating wit. Rather than hiding behind a character, Dixon opened up about her personal struggles and how drag had helped her get through.
When I woke up, I found myself in that endless ocean once again. But this time, I didn't want to drown.
Drag became my life jacket.
I swam back to that island of Newcastle Drag where I was able to re-find that joy through performance. I received so much love and support that I just kept doing it. I used to want to die by the age of 27, but now that I am 27, I am looking forward to turning 28.
It was beautiful, and I've cried while rewatching the footage. Opening up this much for a performance is always so brave because you never know how it'll be received, and if the audience hates it or mocks it, there's no character to shield you. There was no need to worry though, as all the judges loved it. Plastique described it as wonderfully poetic and appreciating the vulnerability. Guest judge Simon brought up Dixon's passion for the competition from last week, and Penni described it as beautiful, praising that she'd risen to the challenge. Rory had this to say.
You came out there tonight and you've done something so completely exposing and outside of your comfort zone and outside of the character that you created. And you told us a story about you, not necessarily about the character you've created. And that was really beautiful. You know, you shared something about yourself with people, and you could hear a pin drop during that number. From the moment you came out, it was like, oh, what's she going to do this week? Because she's fucking batshit crazy. No, you turned it on its head, and you've proved why you deserve to be in this competition. And you've proved, I think to me, why you're going to be in this competition for a lot longer.
Next up was Vixen Valentine, whose mentor Rory had charged them with doing what she does best, but a little bit more fun. The Vixen we got was almost unrecognisable, coming out in full Claudia Winkleman drag and treating us to a special version of the Traitors.
One by one, the faithful have fallen, and a brutal face-to-face murder saw another faithful's demise.
At one point throwing money branded with their face into the audience. Over the course of the performance, each of the judges were handed a dreaded letter as Vixen announced that they were all being killed off by a traitor. Oh. It just says you're a twat. But who was the traitor that had done these dastardly deeds? Well, it was revealed that it was none other than former long-time host of Drag Idol, Ophelia Balls. The shade is real. It was of course our first full standing ovation of the year, as everyone celebrated the sheer genius of this performance. From the concept to the characterization to the outfit and use of props, it was phenomenal. But what did the judges' letters actually say?
I'm going to read this out.
Please do. Thank you.
We've all been given the envelope, like in Traitors. It says, by order of the Traitors, Penni T, you have been murdered for taking up too much space.
Should we all read ours now?
Yeah, you read yours as well.
Mine was, by order of the Traitors Plastic, you have been murdered for an obsession with sex.
Miss Rory.
By order of the Traitors, Miss Rory, you have been murdered for that nice outfit last week.
And mine says, by order of the Traitors, Gladys Duffer, you have been murdered for stealing my job. Signed, OB.
Penni simply didn't recognise Vixen, saying it was one of the funniest numbers she has seen in the competition and giving it 10 out of 10. Simon wanted to bottle the personality that she'd brought, saying that Vixen was absolutely on the money with all the mannerisms. Mentor Miss Rory stated that she couldn't take any credit for the number and that all of this was Vixen, saying that she'd love to see that number again in the final. Naturally, Gladys injected a little bit of shade towards her predecessor while handing over to Plastique.
What's your name? Plastique. God, it's catching. It's got she's here. Plastique, what did you think? That's how you're getting fucking blocked on Facebook.
But it was all in good fun, with Plastique celebrating the 180 in confidence Vixen had had compared to the previous week, going on to say,
Honestly, I couldn't be more proud of you for that concept, the confidence, everything about what you just displayed tonight was nothing short of amazing. Well done.
Last week's glow-up sensation Khloe Kennedy was next, and her mentor Gladys had challenged her to do a character. What we got here somehow eclipsed her week one, however, as she stepped out in full Karen drag.
Here comes Karen.
My name is Karen Ann Lee Kennedy.
Giving influencer hairstyling tips before pulling out a pair of scissors and just doing it herself.
Once you have your hair, make sure to pull away from the face at a high angle to the high heavens and not down with these centers.
Needless to say, it didn't go to plan.
Could you hand me that mirror, sir? Let it out. I can't believe you've done this to me, you filthy devil-loving sinner. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. Never in my life have yelled they done like this.
You really should watch the whole thing on the official video, as it was brilliant. Karen Khloe proceeded to escalate her complaint through each of the judges, to DJ Chris Howe, even to the owners of Rusty's. It was excellently done and earned her a standing ovation from Penny, Simon and Rory, and cheers of Khloe from the audience. Simon was obsessed, stating it was everything that he wants from drag, saying he'd be shocked if Khloe wasn't in the final. But what did Miss Rory think? Well, Khloe was prepared, staying in character throughout the critique.
Well, yeah, come on. I said at the beginning of the show, but oh, you want to see all the managers, don't you? She's in fucking London, she's not even here. It's the assistant manager and that just will not do, will it, Karen?
There was no criticism to be found, however, with Rory calling it absolutely impeccable and stating that the competition had finally started. The only real critique was from Plastique, who said that it started off a bit slow and took a while to get going, but described it as a very, very good number. Penny, however, had this to say.
I tell you what, Khloe, you absolutely smashed it last.
Our next contestant, Chris Howe with his leaf blower, was out next to clear the stage from any stray hairs. I have to say, it was crazy how good the show had been so far, and the next contestant, Chrystal LaPelle, was no exception. She'd been tasked by Plastique to tell a full story about a day in her life, and she really didn't disappoint, coming out and doing a 3-minute live stand-up set. It was inspired, with Chrystal taking us through her insane musings and some great gags throughout.
Here we are, week 2 Drag Idol 2006. I hope you're all feeling better than I've been feeling today. I woke up with anxiety, and I said to myself, Chrystal, you've just got to plough on through, but everything will be better if you look beautiful. Now, I slept in my makeup, so I didn't need to do anything with my face, and I thought, I'm going to put on a prom dress today. Now, I've never actually been to a prom, but I had the dress just in case I ever found myself in a prom emergency.
Going so far as saying that she'd painted a picture of Plastique, only to reveal a water picture instead. It's so dumb.
It's a plastic picture, so it won't break if I drop it.
Penny was aghast, stating that it was amazing, admitting that she had thought Chrystal would be going home this week, while Simon called doing live on week 2 very brave, saying that he got so much more character from her compared to the week before. Rory celebrated the attention to the brief, stating that she'd love to spend more days in Chrystal's life, calling the performance bloody brilliant. And finally, Plastique had loved that Chrystal had found her audience with this kind of performance, saying that she was brimming with pride at how well she'd done. Euphoria Storm was up next, with the brief from Gladys to do a performance including a movie or TV show. Full tongue-in-cheek, however, Euphoria had decided to do a Freaky Friday, getting transformed into none other than Gladys herself.
I've entered Gladys's body. Fuck, now I've got to go and host Drag Idol. What would Gladys do? I know, write a shitty parody song for the journey. The moment I wake up, looks like I'm up the duff, what the fuck?
It was really fun, with Euphoria pretty much immaculately replicating Gladys's trademark mannerisms and movements, all while wearing one of her old outfits.
I'm Gladys, I'm feeling my bones creak. I'm Gladys, my life must be bleak. I'm Gladys.
The best bit, though, was the real Gladys stepping out dressed as Euphoria from week 1. Personally, I felt the parody song was a bit far from the standard we actually get from Gladys, but it served the joke and the dedication to the character was exceptional. Gladys and Plastique called it really unexpected, while Penny described it as absolutely amazing and mused on whether we were ready for another Gladys Duffy winning the competition. All of this while Euphoria milked the impression for all it was worth. Simon called it scarily accurate and remarked on the difference in quality between week 1 in general and week 2 of the competition so far, while Rory said that she'd wondered whether Euphoria was going to be a one-trick pony, but thankfully she found the idea fantastic and the execution fab, although correcting one of the parody lyrics by pointing out that Gladys isn't scared of her anymore.
Gladys is no longer scared. Look, I can walk right up to Gladys now and go, would you like a cuddle? Would you like a cuddle?
Don't touch that.
Would you like a cuddle? Would you like a cuddle?
The drag idol equivalent of the Hollywood handshake there.
Tell you what, girl, that was absolutely, it really was just incredible. What personality you've got. Let's see more of that personality. Absolutely bloody fab. Gladys too, couldn't have enjoyed it more.
While Gladys settled into a new persona as Euphoria Storm, it was time for the return of last week's winner, Strawberry Fatcake Erotica. Now, they were incredible last week when they were fully in their own lane, but how would they fare with Mentor Penny's challenge to do something totally different? Well, Strawberry was determined to show that she wasn't just the queen, she was, well, queen, strutting out in full Freddie Mercury drag. It was a definite change of pace as she lip-synced through some rock classics. However, it just wasn't right. Strawberry isn't a boy.
No, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm in this test for stage one time and everybody thinks you're suddenly detransitioning. It's a nightmare, what do you like?
Stepping off stage, Strawberry returned in the classic I Want to Break Free drag look, complete with Hoover and extendable feather duster, finally taking off the dreaded moustache and stamping on it as she reclaimed her womanhood. Rory addressed the fact that the quick change hadn't quite gone to plan, with Strawberry taking a little bit longer than expected to do it, but pointed out that these things do happen. However, she did confess it lacked the depth of story compared to last week, asking Strawberry how she felt about it.
It lacked story, in my opinion. It was, I know we had that sort of that bit in the middle where you were sort of telling a story, but I did expect more from you, my sweet. I really, really did. How did you feel about this?
Oh, well, I just wanted to push myself a little bit. Yeah. And I thought, well, what's more than 180 if I do transition? I mean, no one's going to donate to my unless you do fundraisers now.
That's what I'm talking about. So did someone just stand there and say, there she is. Exactly, yeah. That is you. But then again, you know, there's that, you were basically told not to do that because someone's jealous that you're better than her. So I don't know, you've flummoxed me, Strawberry. You've absolutely flummoxed me, darling.
Plastique agreed with Rory, but mentioned that it did meet the brief, saying that she really wanted to see more of Strawberry on the mic again next week. Simon called her captivating and a really good performer, describing Strawberry as what Drag Idol is all about. Finally, her mentor Penny stated that she was really proud of her and had this to say.
I feel extremely proud of Strawberry's performance, and one of the biggest reasons I feel proud is Strawberry was quite close to potentially not being here this week. She stood on stage right now, really, really fucking poorly.
We will.
She is. She's ill. Not, no, not contagiously. But she is ill, and she was like, when we've been chatting, and we've chatted a lot because I love to just get the voice notes that you keep sending me, because I am literally laid in the bed or sat with my mum and both listening to them howling, absolutely howling.
Deena Hearts was next, with Rory admitting that she'd given minimal guidance on this number, only choosing an ending for her. Deena came out as Princess Diana, immediately feuding with two extras wearing Charles and Camilla masks. Now, I really liked this performance, and while we've had other Diana numbers before, such as Lavender Love's hilarious one from 2022, this one framed Diana as a fighter and by her strengths and not just defining her by her death. Beating the moo out of Camilla, for example.
Do you think Mrs. Parker Bowles was a factor in the breakdown of your marriage?
Well, there were three of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
We did have the infamous tunnel crash, of course. Followed by the announcement that she had in fact lived. There's a twist for you. It was honestly kind of beautiful and really respectful to the late royal. However, Plastique pointed out that Deena had been getting some grief on TikTok when she posted about it, but going on to say that the performance reminded her of the style found in earlier years of the competition, and that Deena had been suffering from a bad back during the week. Penny praised the lip sync and use of the stage, but said that she felt that there was even more to get out of Deena. Simon enjoyed it, saying that he loved Deena's week one, but that he didn't enjoy this Diana performance as much as Lavender Love's, even though it was more respectful. Rory described it as nice and safe, but praised the lip sync and character. Our next contestant was Miss Acetate, whom Gladys had challenged to do a musical for her performance. Stepping out in lingerie and giving a very Rocky Horror floor show vibe, Miss Acetate led us through Noel's Lament from the niche 2009 musical Ride the Cyclone.
A hooker with a heart of black charcoal. I write poems to burn by firelight. Drink champagne and guzzle gin. Good girls call me the town bicycle. Don't knock until you've tried my life a sin.
It was a good performance and most importantly demonstrated a really strong lip sync, which is one of the things that she'd been criticised for in week one. There was also a passion in her performance, with Miss Acetate stabbing a toy blade into the stage until it broke and crawling down the runway at the finale.
That night I burned myself with cigarettes, just to somehow prove I'm still alive. I catch typhoid flu. Kicked out, I see the ugly light of day.
The main problem, though, was the wig, constantly getting in her eyes and obscuring her face the more that she moved around. Before her critiques, Miss Acetate pointed out that she was fairly high on medication for a chest infection, choosing to sit down as the judges gave her their feedback. Sadly, none of them had seen the musical that it was based upon, and some weren't quite sure what to make of it. Penny described the number as safe, stating that she was sorry but it just wasn't up to the standard of the other performances of the night. Plastique disagreed, however, saying that she wouldn't have called it a safe number when it was so different from her week one, calling it a marked improvement. While Simon and Rory celebrated the look and passion, and for managing to perform with a chest infection, but saying that the choice of musical was a missed opportunity. Gladys loved the passion for a niche musical though, and for Miss Acetate getting to show off something that was obviously so important to her. Alita Vodka was back next, challenged like all of Penny's charges to show us something completely different to last week, and she served us up a complete 180. Rather than the campy fun and chaos of her week one number, we got an incredibly subdued and darker performance this time. Alita stepped out in full goth witch glam amid sound clips of the judges' critiques from the week before. She then began weaving a Wiccan curse upon the judges and her shoes from last week.
Let their soul in scar, may Miss Rory find these shoes worthy of a star. Not to judge, but to witness. Penni T needs the fitness. Teach her how to see that McDonald's is not what she needs.
At the climax of the ritual, she took a candle from the altar and dripped hot wax over her arms and body, stepping off the stage to cackles of glee.
Will Penny find the art of a Zepic? And will Plastique ever sing at a drag brunch again?
Gladys compared her to drag idol legend Heather Fetish, while Simon called her unnervingly scary but utterly captivating at the same time, praising the versatility. Rory loved the improvement in shoes, describing the number as a complete turnaround, but not being particularly wowed by it, whereas Plastique liked it, offering some tips for how Alita could get wax out of that dress.
Well, I quite liked it, Alita, to be honest with you. Use a hairdryer and a bit of kitchen roll to get that off, by the way, and don't do it in the shower because it gets stuck in your pubes.
Saying that outside of the challenge, she'd prefer something a bit more Alita next week. Penny, as the judge who had set the challenge, really enjoyed it, and felt that Alita's campy style had still shone through her now goth exterior. Drag king Alan Queerer was up next, with a very specific brief from Plastique.
I want you to play on your musicality, show me what makes you unique and really use the stage. Take everything that we saw on your face last week and move that down to your body.
Would Alan be able to meet it? Well, starting off with a reveal, Alan owned the stage, lip-syncing to Placebo's Nancy Boy. Now, there was a section where Alan struggled to retrieve something from his shawl and got slightly frustrated, but he carried on regardless, going on to squirt lube out into the audience. Eventually, the femme wig was cast aside and Alan stripped down, reaffirming his masculinity. It was as passionate a number as ever, and I loved getting to hear some Placebo at Idol. My only real criticism is that, once again, it was a single song being used with a minimal edit, which is what we saw from him in week one. But the challenge was about movement, so it did fit the bill. While Chris Howe carefully blue-rolled the lube off the stage, the judges gave their critiques. Rory was conflicted and frustrated by having to go first, saying that she really didn't know what she thought about it at all.
Ooh, I'm really conflicted, Alan, and I'm sorry to be conflicted, and it's really naff that I've had to go first here and I can't feed off anybody else's opinions. I've got to make my own mind up.
I don't know why, but all I can imagine there is you said, Alan, I'm so conflicted as you talking to your dog.
Constantly, you know what I mean? Constantly, and he's wonderful as well, as are you. But yeah, I'm really not entirely sure what I thought of that at all. Sorry, my love.
Penny was much the same, stating that she really liked Alan, but that it had missed the mark. While Plastique, who had set the challenge, said that he'd met the brief, but had missed the wider one, which is to entertain. Guest judge Simon disagreed with the others though, saying that he potentially preferred it to Alan's week one, going on to say,
if you could bottle the magic that I saw you have in Oscars for that open drag night and bring it to this stage, I would love, because you have what I said to Dixon. The reason that I know you want to be here is looking in your eyes, you care about this. And you have it in you to bring everything you want to bring to this stage. And I can't wait for the moment when it clicks for you and you bring your potential.
Before Alan left the stage, Gladys offered some parting advice that I'm not sure I fully agree with, suggesting that he should go for some more mainstream and audience-friendly songs for his numbers. Our final contestant, Trash, was up next, and following on from the critiques of their vocals last week, Plastique had challenged them to do a number reintroducing themselves and demonstrating their lip-sync abilities. For this, Trash came out looking incredible in goddess white robes to Jade's Angel of My Dreams, strutting up and down the stage and lip-syncing her heart out.
Care I'm mad, care I'm sad, it's so bad it's funny. Care if I cry, care if I die, really care about money. Saying I swear it tastes like gold, they say I'm so lucky. Better act like you're lucky.
It was a nice performance, with Trash interacting with the audience to elicit claps and cheers, and using just the right amount of passion. But with such a different outfit to the previous week and not really telling any kind of story, I wasn't sure if it reintroduced the character at all. The judges felt the same, saying that they liked the confidence, but that they still didn't know who Trash was. Simon felt it was a marked improvement from last week, but that the excitement had quickly drained for him, calling it competent, while Trash's mentor Plastique had to be fairly blunt, saying,
Oh, God almighty. Right, okay. I messaged Trash on Monday saying, like, this is the brief, this is what I'd like you to do. We had a bit of a chat. Wednesday, Trash messaged me, and I'm reading the message back, because I said I'll catch up with you all on Thursday. That's what I said to all my group. I'll catch up with you all on Thursday, and we'll see where you're at. Trash messaged me Wednesday. Hi, I've finalised my number today, and I've sent my track. I'm excited for you to see what I have. I really hope it hits all the marks you want me to. Now, from that message, I had kind of inferred, finalise my track. I thought, fucking get in, we're going to have a good little mix here. We're going to have something going on that's really exciting. I'm going to get to know Trash. What I wasn't expecting was just one song as a standard sing. I think your lip sync abilities have been very prominent. You've shown that you can do that. But in terms of getting reintroduced to you, I still don't think I know who you are yet, sweetheart, and I'm really sad about it. And I don't know, Trash. I really like you, but I just don't think you are coming out on stage.
Can I just add one little thing to that?
No.
Sorry. When you have been given a mentor, yeah, I had exactly the same issues with Jackie LaQ, where it was this.
Do you know Jackie LaQ?
Oh, that's a fucking cunt.
No. I am going somewhere with this. Just give me my fucking allotted time. So Jackie LaQ would finalise the track, send it off, and wouldn't get back in touch with me. I know Plastique said she'd get in touch on Thursday, but if you were that sure of what you were going to do, I'd have dropped a message a little bit earlier just saying, this is what I'm thinking of doing, am I okay to send the track in? Because maybe there could have just been one more little lift up from Plastique that could have made that number better than it was.
Like if you'd worn bin bags instead of white or something because you're trash, that would have been fucking brilliant, you know what I mean? Like,
do you know, it's just little details, but always when you've been given a mentor to use, literally use them. That's what they're there for.
With that though, we'd seen all of the performers for the night, so while I had a catch up with some friends, the judges went backstage to deliberate, and I had a feeling that this wasn't going to be an easy decision. But we're heading into spoiler territory now, so if you haven't seen the full video of the night and don't want to know who stayed and who went home, then please like, share, comment and subscribe, and then fold a nearby receipt into a tiny paper hat for a wine bottle and switch off. For the rest of you though, here's what happened. After everyone was back on the stage, it was up to Gladys to announce the results and that only one contestant would be going home this week. After announcing that Strawberry Fatcake, Alita Vodka and Deena Hearts were safe, we found out that the top 5 this week were Euphoria Storm, Khloe Kennedy, Chrystal LaPelle, Dixon Stones and Vixen Valentine, with Vixen bringing home Performance of the Week with their incredible Traitors number. This sadly meant that our bottom 3 were Trash, Miss Acetate and Alan Queera. In the end, it was Miss Acetate getting sent home, but not before some kind parting words from her mentor, Gladys.
I think you are so fucking brilliant, so much confidence for being 18, and you've got so many brilliant, unique ideas. Bringing a musical like Ride the Cyclone to this audience is so fucking clever. I can't wait to see what you do next, and thank you so much for being on my team. Make some noise, leaving us tonight, Miss Acetate!
I really liked Miss Acetate's vibe, so I'm a little bit gutted, but it turned out that the cast needed to be cut down to an even number for what was happening next week. Week 3 would be Teams Week, where contestants would be paired up with each other and would have to work out a performance together. But what were the teams? Well, this time around we had the top 5 picking their partners from the bottom 5, leading to teams of Vixen Valentine and Strawberry Fatcake Erotica, Khloe Kennedy and Alan Queera, Dixon Stones and Trash, Chrystal LaPelle and Alita Vodka, and Euphoria Storm and Deena Hearts. Now, those are some interesting pairings, but what was the theme?
The theme is... well, this is a brilliant theme. Myself and Plastique concocted the themes for this year, and this was, I believe, your idea. I think it's a fucking cracking theme. We are going with Drag Idol 2046, the future of drag. All right? It is the 40th anniversary of Drag Idol. What does drag look like in 20 years' time? That's what we want to see in your duo. Will it all be run by robots? Will it all be fucking dead? Will it all be AI? Probably. Who fucking knows? So what do we think of that? The future of drag, everybody!
The only thing we do know is Dixon Stones will be back in 2046, which is exciting.
I'm super excited for this and to see what the teams come up with, especially knowing that they'll be joined by special guest judge Betty Thunderthighs from the Rusty Show Bar Friday night cast. Finally, it was going so well, but we did have our token mic issue of the night as Rory attempted to say farewell, but I'm thinking that's probably just how Chris Howe shows affection at this point.
Well, now that it's been switched on, that'll be cut out in the video, but we fucking know the truth, don't we? We fucking know.
Yeah, Velvet's a truther. She put the bit where Chris Howe fucked the cameras up on Snatch. Thank you, Velvet.
Yeah, you bastards.
And that's your lot. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of Snatch Talk. What did you think of the show? Who's your favourite in the race so far? And which team do you think will come out on top next week? Let me know in the comments below, and until next time, goodbye. With Rory admitting that she'd given minimal guidance on this number. Special guest judge Simon Duke, and treating us to a special virgin. It was, of course, our full 4 pretty much immaculately replicating GLaDOS, there we go. Well, full tongue-in-cheek, Euphoria, which is one of the things that she'd been criticized for. In goddess white robes, to Jade's angel of my dreams. Fuck.